Imagine stepping up to play a game where the scoreboard is wired to record your opponent's points, but every time you score, it instantly strikes out your achievement. Before making your first move, the system is designed to ensure you lose. In clinical psychology, this internal system is known as the failure to achieve schema. It is a quiet, persistent certainty that you are simply less capable than everyone else around you, and that no matter what you attempt, you will inevitably fall short. People often confuse this with imposter syndrome, but the distinction is severe. Imposter syndrome acknowledges a success, but says, "I don't deserve it." The failure schema says, "I cannot succeed, period." For someone trapped in this mindset, any outward appearance of success is dismissed as a complete illusion. They can walk through life feeling like a perpetual fraud who hasn't actually achieved anything of value, regardless of what the real world tells them. This schema functions as an aggressive reinterpretation of reality, constantly rewriting the past and present to protect the core belief that you are inept. This flawed filtration system doesn't appear out of nowhere. It is carefully constructed during childhood and adolescence. It takes root in a variety of environments. A child might face harsh academic criticism, where a B+ is treated as a disaster. They might grow up in an atmosphere devoid of basic encouragement, where efforts are met with silence. Or they might struggle with the misunderstood reality of undiagnosed neurodivergence, wondering why things seem so effortless for their peers. Over time, the external environment becomes an internal voice. Therapists call this the demanding parent mode. The mind permanently absorbs those early, impossible standards and turns them into an internal critic that constantly punishes anything short of flawless execution. The lesson the child internalizes is devastatingly clear. Their entire human value is determined by their output, and their output is never and will never be sufficient. As adults, people navigate this rigged game through 3 very different coping styles, each shaping the entire trajectory of their lives. The first path is avoidance. This person becomes the non-starter. They use procrastination and a flat refusal to compete as a protective shield. By never stepping into the arena, they secure a built-in excuse. They didn't fail because they lacked capability, they just ran out of time. The second path is surrender. The confirmed failure accepts the schema as absolute truth. They live with a chronic sense of grief, taking positions far below their actual capabilities and deliberately settling for less because they see no point in trying. The third path is overcompensation. The compulsive achiever drives themselves relentlessly. They chase multiple degrees and constant promotions, but none of it provides satisfaction. They are simply burning their achievements as fuel to outrun the schema for one more day. Whether they hide, quit, or overachieve, all 3 paths share the same exhausting internal conviction: I am inadequate. A person can accumulate 3 degrees, a senior title, and a decade of praise, yet find that the anxiety of the next project remains just as high as the first. The external wins are treated as flukes, meaning the internal wound never heals. This cycle demonstrates that the failure schema exists at the level of identity. It targets who you are rather than what you can do. Because the game is rigged at the identity level, playing harder will never result in a win. The only solution is to stop playing and dismantle the scoreboard entirely. In therapy, the goal is to build the healthy adult mode. This is a mindset that evaluates performance realistically. It acknowledges areas for growth, but it doesn't catastrophize a single mistake into a fundamental character flaw. The first active intervention is the evidence log. By writing down your successes every day, you manually force your mind to acknowledge them, wedging the valve open and overriding the internal filter. Next is good enough practice. This means deliberately submitting imperfect work. It is a clinical necessity to build your tolerance for discomfort and break the exhausting loop of perfectionism. The ultimate truth of the healthy adult mode is that genuine competence is built slowly through repeated practice. It is not proven instantly through flawless perfection. Healing requires recognizing that the metric you were using was corrupted from the start. You have been judging your worth against a rigged scoreboard.